Hey class, Miss Grimm here with our math lesson for this week. We are learning something new today. We already have a kind of understanding about it because we've talked about it in math and in reading before, but we're really going to dive into measurement and shapes this week, okay? So, what will we learn this week? We will learn how to compare lengths and sizes. We'll learn about some tools that can be used to measure things. We'll learn about 2D shapes and 3D shapes. Now, I know you know some of your shapes, but now we're going to really start diving in to the difference between 2D shapes and 3D shapes. So let's get started, okay? First, I'm going to talk about comparing lengths. Now, we need to know what length is, and I have this handy little chart here beside of me that also details what length is. So the official definition of length is a measure of how long an object is or the distance between 2 points. And if you look on our presentation here, I have two pictures. One showing length that when the length of something is greater than another, we say it's longer. The red pencil below is longer than the blue pencil. But over here, how to compare length. Which pencil is the longest? Well, looking at this picture, I can't tell which one's the longest because they both kind of look the same, don't they? So we're going to talk about how to line those up, okay? But first, over here on our chart, I don't know how well you can see this, but I will read it to you, okay? So we have length, how long an object is, okay? That tells me how long is my object. Now, we can go, look, we have shortest, shorter, longest, okay? So we went from shortest to longest, okay? Now we use the EST ending when we're comparing three items. This is something we learned in our reading lessons a couple of weeks back, where if we're comparing two things, we say big and bigger. But if we're comparing three things, we would say big, bigger, biggest, okay? So I have the shortest, I have my longest, okay? Remember, you can put objects in order two ways. Longest to shortest or shortest to longest, okay? Remember to line the objects up before you measure them. So how do you think we need to measure these pencils here? Well, we need to line them up. We have to line them up at the same starting point. So I'm going to line them straight up. I'd even put them against a wall, against a ruler, against something flat, so I know that they are even with each other, okay? By lining the pencils up along an even line or an even edge and laying them horizontally when they're side to side, okay? I'm able to see that the blue pencil is longer than the purple pencil. By lining them up and finding a common point, I'm able to see which pencil is longer, okay, or which pencil is shorter. So here are some words that we can use when describing length and size. I've got this handy chart here that talks about the measurement terms. If we're talking about length, we're going to look for long, longer, longest, short, shorter, shortest. If we're talking about height, we're going to go tall, taller, tallest, short, shorter, shortest, okay? If you're talking about capacity, like a container, a water bottle, which one holds more? Which one holds less, okay? With weight, it's heavier, heavy, heavier, heaviest, light, lighter, lightest. Remember those ER and EST endings when I'm comparing two or three items against each other, okay? So I have another little anchor chart here for us to look at about measuring length, okay? So our vocabulary here, length, we've already talked about that, okay? It's how long an object is. So I have a little measuring guide here, okay? Comparing. Look at the two people here. I have this guy, he looks pretty tall, right? Is this guy the same height as him? No, so this fella is longer, he's taller. than this guy. This guy is shorter, okay? And notice how I've got the little dotted line to show that they don't match up, do they? No. When we are comparing more than two items, we would say long, longer, longest, short, shorter, shortest, and then we may say that they are the same, and that is when they are equal. These two guys are the same height, along the same line, same size. They are equal, okay? Now, strategies for how to measure accurately. Well, we're going to be talking about those in our presentation. I've already talked about comparing length and size with bigger, smaller, longer, shorter, so we're going to move on. So ways to measure length and size. There are a lot of ways to measure length and size, okay? As we developed tools, we moved away from such non-standard ways of measuring, such as hand and foot span, and we started using tools such as rulers and measuring tapes, where we can pull it out and we have a standard unit of measurement. But we can measure things with non-standard units of measurement, such as paper clips or crayons or colored pencils. So here are strategies for how do I measure accurately, okay? I use tools. I can use the paper clips. I can use the crayons, my hand, my foot, okay? I line them up. Remember how I talked about we line them on that straight edge. We line them up to where they start from the same point, okay? I do not leave spaces. So if I'm measuring something with blocks, see how this one has left some gaps in the blocks? This one kept the blocks together, okay? If we have gaps, we're not measuring correctly. I compare items, I put them together and I compare them and I see if there's the similarities and the differences between them, okay? And I count carefully. If I'm measuring with blocks, I have to make sure that I am counting the right way. I have to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't just say 1, 2, 3, because then I'm not counting correctly, okay? So I really have to sit down and focus on how I'm counting. So here are some neat ways or some neat instruments that were used. We know about using the foot. I used the hand. You could use your arm length, like from elbow to palm or from shoulder to palm. And sometimes they would use rope. Okay, and then modern instruments, we are very familiar with using rulers, with using measuring tapes. Whenever your grown-ups are completing projects, they might pull out the measuring tape and like make sure that they have enough wood paneling for a room or for a floor. They might be measuring the size of a room. And then there's the screw gauge and the Vernier caliper. Okay, so those are some other tools that can be used when measuring. Let's see here. Let's move on to the next slide. So for practice, I want you to find a short item, okay? And I was thinking like a fork or a spoon or something kind of short, maybe even a crayon or a pencil. And a long item, think like a shoebox or a piece of paper because it's pretty long, right? I want you to measure it with your hand, your foot, if you have rope or string, and a ruler if you have a ruler. And I want you to tell me what kind of measurements you got and what tool was most accurate. Like, can somebody use their hand against your hand and get the same measurements compared to using a ruler? Okay, so that's just for practice. Now we're moving on to shapes, okay? We know a lot of our shapes, but now we need to learn about 2D shapes and 3D shapes, okay? So I have some things that are very familiar to you guys. I have our shapes from school, okay? Our tangram shapes. So looking at this picture, I see that I have, you know, a triangle, right? If I were to lay this down on a piece of paper, it would be a 2D shape. Now, or if I were to draw it on a piece of paper, sorry. But I can see that I can hold it. Okay, so we're going to get to that in just a minute. If I were to draw 4 lines on a paper connected like this, it would be a square. I have my diamond, okay, rhombus. This is also a rhombus. It's just a longer, skinnier rhombus, okay? I have my trapezoid, okay? It has 4 sides, but these 2 are not even, meaning it's not a rectangle, okay? Then I have my hexagon. It has 6 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? So I have my hexagon. Now, you all are familiar with some other shapes like the octagon because it has 8 sides, and I've been trying to practice with you guys. If we see oct, O-C-T, that typically means 8. I know that you all should know about the pentagon. We all know about circles. We all know about rectangles and ovals. So if I were to draw those items on paper, I would have a 2D shape, okay? Because they are completely flat. So I have another practice here. I'm going to let you guys come back and look at this slide about finding some 2D items in your house that match each shape, and then tell me what it is and draw a picture of it, okay? Now going on to 3D shapes. 3D shapes are shapes with 3 dimensions that can be measured, okay? They have a length, a width, and a height, okay? They can stand on their own and do not lay flat on paper. If I were to sit this down, it would stand on its own because it is a 3D shape, okay? We know this because we like to use them to build in class. So we have the rectangular prism, a sphere. So if you think of a basketball, that's a sphere, okay? Because I cannot lay a basketball down flat on paper. I hold that, okay? A cube, a cone. Think of an ice cream cone. A cylinder, like a tall vase, okay? Those things are 3D shapes. Once again, I have another practice for you to work on with 3D shapes, okay? I want to see if you can find some 3D shapes around your house and draw a picture of what you found, okay? And then tell me what it is. So as a review, what have we learned this week in math, okay? You should be able to tell me about measurement, ways to measure items, 2D shapes and some examples, and 3D shapes and some examples, okay? And that leads us into this week's assignment. I want you to find 5 items around your house. You're going to line them up in order of smallest to largest. On a piece of paper, you're going to draw or trace those items in that order. So you're going to find 5 things, line them up on paper in order from smallest to largest. And then you're going to trace those items in the smallest to largest order, okay? You're going to identify the shape of each object. So tell me, is it a triangle, a rectangle, a sphere, a cube? And then you're going to write that beside of the item that you traced down, okay? You will then turn this in to me on Google Classroom, or send me a picture on Facebook or email or Class Dojo, okay? Have your grown-ups help you. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with, and I hope that you enjoy this week's assignment. As always, if you all have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I will help you as much as I can. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye.